Hello there, welcome to my reaction to Childhood by Internet Historian, second channel. Incognito mode. That's the one, right? It's still incognito mode. Yeah. It's another Internet Historian channel that was not publishing videos for like a month, for a few months, for 4 months to be exact. And then posted it now, which I'm happy with. And if some things come up, I'll be comparing whatever they're talking to like my childhood, to Russian childhood. We'll see. Maybe I'll talk about how I fell from a second-story construction site head first on a wooden door. If it comes up, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and let's begin.
Childhood. What's the deal with children? Is this a child? If children are the future,
child.
how come they never see it coming? Bang! One day you will save Gotham. And how come they always get to be on the milk carton? I want a turn. Free candy? I want some. Aha! I got one. Give me all your NFTs. This must be their lair. There's got to be some MILFs around here somewhere.
Please, sir. I want some more.
More?
More?
Certainly! Have all of the NFTs you can eat! All this and more on this episode of In the More.
So, Internet Historian, I see you are in the field for
Hey,
the
he's not
12th
missing.
time. Would you like to explain that for us?
Oh, yes, well, you see, I can't get the main channel video finished, and so I just keep pumping these out.
And so why is that?
Um,
Interesting. And it has nothing to do with the fact that you were recently found to be the world's gayest man third year running?
Oh, not again. No, oh, everyone's coming out from behind the curtains. Put the
elephant
cake
in the room.
away. We're not doing this again. I'm not putting on the hat.
But really, man, congratulations. I know you've been gunning for that.
Do I read my speech? I did prepare this.
Please,
Yeah,
go.
yeah, okay.
So the camera's right there.
I want to thank my parents, Jesus. I want to thank
Yeah,
the
Oscar.
Academy. Of course, my biggest inspiration, my muse. Many kudos. I learnt from the best.
I'm shining down on you like Mufasa.
Yeah, I mean, if he was still alive today, surely he would have won this award, but I'm still grateful to accept it on his behalf.
Oh.
What's the closest you've come to dying?
I fell off a cliff once. I think I must have been about 12. I was there with my mate, and I fell off it. The thing that sort of saved me was I fell through a tree,
Oh, sure.
all the way down to the ground. And I was like, oh. And then I sort of stood up, and I was like, oh, I'm not dead. I really feel like I should be dead.
Yeah.
I looked up, and I was like, holy shit, that was a long way. My mate saw some of it happen, and he comes like running down. He's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then I'm like in this state of shock.
Sure.
I'm like, oh, can we just go get like an ice cream at the dairy? We walk down to this dairy and we get an ice cream each. We start walking back and then the shock wears off.
Yeah.
And I just start crying.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that must have been like doubly weird for him.
Is your ice cream not nice? we can swap, man. It's fine. I fell into a...
Okay. I'll tell mine. I brought it up in the beginning as a joke, but I guess that fits. That probably is the moment that I came closest to dying in my life. So we were playing, I guess it's tag, on the construction site, which was like the basement, and then they built, like, some parts had the first floor but some didn't, and then it's like halfway to the second floor, and then they abandoned it. They continued some years later. That probably was when I was like around 14. So I was running on top of the bricks, like on a wall, because walls were thick, we're running on top of them. I was running from a guy, and then I put my foot down, and the brick goes off from under my foot. So I start falling, and I grab on like this onto the wall, and the wall was like pretty much the length of my whole forearm. So I was like holding like that, like slowly slipping. I saw my friend, one of my friends, just start running towards me, but I couldn't hold on anymore, so I slipped. And somehow from this position, I slipped and I flipped, falling head down like I was Naruto running, but in midair head first, and I fell onto the wooden floor. That was just like there was a lot of trash in that part of like a basement because it didn't have the first floor part. There was just a lot of trash, a lot of rubble, and there's a wooden door on top. So I fell head first on it, and then all my limbs fell next to it, like in the water and stuff. I just had a bruise on my forehead. Like, people were like, "Oh, fuck, you're right. Oh, what are you gonna tell your mom?" And I was like, "I'll say we were playing football," and I fell over, and I did that, and that was it. I just had a bruise on my forehead for a bit, and that's it. Anyway, let's hear his story. I don't know his
Wet
name.
hole, which
Sorry.
would have been like a very nice, like, cyclical way of having a life.
Yeah.
I was like 3. That has to be one of my earliest memories.
Oh, that's when you snapped into consciousness.
Yeah, I guess this is the moment where I was plugged into the Matrix finally. It was out in the country with this really large property, and Dad had been digging these like holes to plant trees in, and they were really deep holes.
Right.
Really wide and really deep holes. I get
A lot of bodies.
Yeah, that too. I was meant to be one of them, I think. But it
Many
had
kudos,
rained the
yeah.
day before. And so these holes that Dad had dug were now full of water. 3-year-old me waddling around like, haha, this is great. I don't know what happened. I lost my footing and I slipped into this tree hole. I don't know whether or not I would have actually drowned, or if it was one of the things if I actually just like relaxed, my feet would have landed on the ground. But in my toddler brain, I was like, I don't know how to swim. I'm in a body of water and I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I just remember screaming my lungs out, and I have a vivid memory of grasping at dirt and grass, like on the edge of the thing, desperately trying to pull myself out of this
Terrifying.
watery grave. And my dad, like, thankfully heard and sprinted down and, like, you know, yoinked me out of the hole. And then I think he spanked me for being an idiot and falling in the hole, which is like, come on, Dad, I've already learned a lesson.
I have a similar story. Nothing like deadly. That's why I didn't tell that one. But in the 1st of September, when the school year starts, there's like a thing. Children are welcomed into the school in the new year, right? There's like a big gathering of every student and then every teacher and stuff like that, the principal and the parents if the child is young. And it was like not middle school, what is the first one? Shit, don't remember. But like one of the, probably like 2nd, 3rd year of school. Definitely not the first. And so I went there, we're there with my mom, and then when it's over, we went. And 1st of September, it was kind of cold. So there was some puddles that had ice on them. And I jumped, as a kid, you like jumping on that ice and breaking it. And so I saw ice on the puddle, and I jumped on it. What I didn't know is that neither a tree was rooted from there, or I don't know, a traffic light, something like that. It was a big hole. I did not expect. I expected a puddle, but I jumped on that ice. Of course, broke it because it's only. It's kind of cold, but it's not winter, so the ice is very weak, and I just fell through it, and I probably went like up to this part, a bit more than half, but again, I was very young. I was very small. That was it. My mom screamed at me because I was all dressed up for this celebration of a new school year, and then I just ruined my clothes jumping into a fucking lake. Anyway, it's probably also from raining, I don't know.
Did you ever go to a school formal?
Yeah, I was a nerd, so that sort of stuff is pretty uneventful to me. I went to the first one, but I don't like to dance,
Yeah.
and so
I went to quite a few.
ooh,
One
Russian
only-
have-
mini
doesn't have-
kudos
But
went to
only
mini
like-
formals.
No,
we
stop.
should start
No,
calling them mini
no, well,
formals.
here's the only thing I remember out of every formal I went to, my entire high school experience was going to the bathroom and there was 3 stools, and the one in the middle was free. And as I go in, these 2 dudes come out of the 2 toilets flanking it, and they're like, "Do you want to race us?" And I was like, "No." And then they're like, "Oh," and they closed the door, and then they started like, just I guess see who could shit the quickest.
What?
That's memories.
That's the only thing I remember from any formal. Did you ever get the?
We had like a
Condom?
party in school, not like a formal or anything like that. Like a disco party. Not 80s disco, just called discoteca, which is... It's just like a club where there's lights, and I remember the strobe lights were funny. Because it's 1 second it's dark, the other second it's bright, so you kind of see people teleport. That was it. In hindsight, it was very fucking boring, and I didn't do anything there.
Talk or
I think my dad, like, sort of tried to have that conversation with me. I think he just wanted to say, you know, look, if you had any questions, it's like, it's fine. I'll just Google it.
I think I was like 14, and I was sitting on the computer just chilling, and
World of
Mum like
Warcraft.
came over, and she's like, she had like a, like a banana or a cucumber, and she's like,
Right? I can picture it.
we need to do this, and I was like, Mum, I've already learned it. I'm not doing this.
So she sat down on the couch, right? She's lit a couple of candles.
No
There's some
candles, no
music.
candles. Midday. It was very neutral. I was sitting at my computer, probably playing World of Warcraft.
Right.
I know you don't want to, but we need to do this. And I saw the banana or whatever it was and the condom, and I was like,
Oh my god, so she put the condom in her mouth, and then
no,
what?
stop! It didn't happen. Let's just say maybe I wish I had learnt it again, because that could have been helpful down the line.
Why? What happened? You put condoms on bananas.
Well, I was putting them on my balls a lot. Turns out it's like completely the wrong place.
What?
I like the idea that you get home from the grocery and you've got this bowl.
In Russia, we don't have any kind of sex education classes, and I don't know how in the other families. I never heard anybody going through the experience of their parents talking to their kids about sex, so I don't think it's a thing at all. I definitely never had it.
Bowl full of bananas in the kitchen. You go, all right, well, I got to keep them fresh. And so
Because I
you get out
pretty
a
much
pack of
didn't do that.
condoms, as my mum taught me to do.
These banana wrappers are great. I like the flavored ones. It imparts a nice chocolate flavor to the banana.
Makes them real slippery though. Adhead time. My name's Nordman. Welcome to a day in my life. Gotta wake up early, 2 a.m. Nord's got servers in every time zone, so you gotta be on the clock if you want to compete. Cold brew for breakfast. Air shower. Rub my teeth with some Himalayan salt. I'm ready to begin the day.
Okay.
Before I head to the gym, I shop around on my phone. Using Nord, I get savings on region-specific pricing. That's a tip. Stay rich. While I'm at the gym, I do sponsor reads. How about Nord? One take. Threat protection. Take your security to the next level. Blocks malware, trackers, and ads. Whee! Don't just
NordVPN is
invest in
blocked
the
in
product,
Russia, so
invest in the company. Don't mind that, it's just
Can't even
my
open the
Nord
website
FT. Nord can also
without
do
using
this.
my own
That's
VPN.
one thing they won't teach you in business school. Stay wealthy. But the most important
Also, it was very loud. I forgot to check that.
read at
Like
least
a
one
fucking
book per
dumbass.
day. Of course, it all makes sense. 3 p.m. Time to shoot my podcast. Alright, peasants, here's how to be an alpha. Sorry, no monies. Looks like the podcast is region locked. To view it, you're gonna have NordVPN.
Mexico,
Or, God
not
forbid,
Australia.
live in Mexico. 6 p.m. Time for business. What's up, Jeff? How's the wife? Just heard about Amazon. Think it could be something big. You give me some stock and I'll give you a 2-year plan with a free bonus month. Well, he must have got disconnected. Now for a good night's rest. And we do it all over tomorrow. Go to nordvpn.com.
I did not expect that.
To get a huge deal on a 2-year plan, plus a free bonus month, plus also that threat protection thing. Add over.
And over. Uh-oh.
Search how is Babby formed.
Fertilization. This is ridiculous.
How come this channel can show cum?
But you get demonetized.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks,
Oh, that's
Susan.
not the
Isn't it
shape.
crazy that every one of us did this?
Okay, so it goes into the end of what looks like a grape.
The grape
Sure.
surgery.
This is it all grown up now. Do you feel old yet?
Shut up.
On their journey toward the egg. However, resident cells from the woman's immune system, mistaking the sperm for foreign invaders, destroy thousands more.
Jesus.
Yeah, then they put on a stupid wig. And
Next, half the sperm head for the empty fallopian tube, while the other half swim toward the tube containing the unfertilized egg. Some sperm get trapped in the cilia and die.
It's just
Why is it in that order? Or was it edited in this video that way? Why do they already have add the egg and then next thing they're going to the egg or not to the egg? Also, what the fuck is that trap? Why is it 50-50 chance to go towards the egg?
just a saw trap.
Oh god.
Last, the sperm reach the egg.
so we get to the egg. All right, at least this is going to be simple, right?
Isn't that how I imagine the egg?
No, I thought it was like a big one sort of thing with just a skin on the outside, like a
I guess that
lychee.
wasn't the egg in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. This looks like a subaquatic plant.
They're called creep vines.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Is covered with a layer of cells called the corona radiata,
Oh,
Gamers.
don't call it that.
the outer layer of the egg, the zona pellucida.
Zona pellucida. It's like
Just making shit up now.
the Zona pellucida of 1999. It was the best damn concert I ever went to.
I'm getting like survivor's guilt from like the millions of sperm that died in really comical ways.
When we edit this, we'll have it with like a bunch of doing and
Can
like
you put rage faces on all of them as well?
perfect.
It just feels like it's full of all these comical Looney Tunes traps. Like even the part where half of them got the wrong tube.
Yeah, what the fuck
It's
is
like
that about?
egg this way, done in like rough paint on like a wooden sign.
which triggers their acrosomes to release digestive enzymes.
What the fuck?
The first sperm to make contact will fertilize the egg.
So what you're trying to say is that the pussy is kind of like the OG Squid Game, because this dude had
Yeah.
to fight everyone else.
Battle
through a
Royale.
series of wacky trials.
Oh yeah, no, it's true because at the end he gets a daft haircut. Remember,
Yeah, yeah. He
and just like this,
That was the dumbest part of Squid
joins
Game.
BTS or whatever
Yeah,
the
he
fuck's
literally
going on there.
does.
The tightly packed male genetic material spreads out.
And it just goes, oh, I don't know. All the spaghetti in its pockets just start falling everywhere.
Oh jeez, oh, I'm so sorry.
The female genetic material, awakened by the fusion of the
Like, what is this? Is this like two AA batteries?
Yeah, what the fuck is that? I
I
thought
don't
of
even
the
know what's happening.
shotgun
This
shells.
looks like in Majora's Mask when
casings.
you play the Song of Time and go back in time.
Oh, yeah, they ripped that one off. Yeah, now we're going to use these massive strings to pull you together. What? Who designed this?
This is like
God.
a Final Fantasy move or something. This is like a summon.
plant in a rich infant, growing and maturing for the next 9 months.
Yeah, so if anyone asks you, how was Babby formed? It's as simple as that.
Yeah. Oh, deer farm.
One time, for some reason, I spent a week on a deer farm.
It's like a Simpsons bit.
Yeah, that's my childhood. It's like just different occupations every week. I must have been 9. It was run by this like elderly couple, and they had tons of deer. And the thing about deer is you have to have electric fences. Also, the fences have to be quite high because the deer leap. But also, the electric fences have to be stronger than that for cattle because they kick.
Right.
So they will kick the electric fences. The hooves don't conduct that well, and so you really want to have a strong voltage there. So it's not like a little
okay.
zap,
Yeah,
zap.
yeah.
It's like fork in the outlet sort of deal.
Mm.
So we're feeding these deer, buckets and buckets full of apples. I'm there with my sister and my mum, and my mum's like, grab the gate. And I go over to the gate, unlock it, and then I just suddenly wake up on the ground.
Ooh, that's fun.
Oh,
And I
shit.
just start crying. Yeah, I just got shocked by this
Yeah,
fucking thing,
yeah.
and then I just dropped like a rock. That whole time on the deer farm was pretty fraught with injury, to be honest, because like even when the guy was going around telling us about the deer, he's like, don't stand behind the deer because they will kick. And then as he's saying that, he's standing behind a fucking deer and it kicks him in the head.
Oh,
and he
Jesus.
just goes down like a fucking sack of bricks. And we thought he was dead. And like, he's fine. Like, he just gets back up. But holy shit.
Was he like Sideshow Bobby gets up in the exact same place and the deer just kicks him again and he just keeps like
Yeah.
getting up again?
Bad words.
Do you remember when you learnt why certain words were bad because you accidentally said them or did them in front of your parents?
Yes. When we were very young, the
lot of
strongest
things.
swear word we knew, and if you said it, you would be in enormous trouble, pain in the ass.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Ass and damn and crap, like back when those used to be hot shit.
Wanker was like, so I didn't know what it meant. I'm like 10, maybe 11, something like that. I knew the word, so I was just going around like, such and such is wanker.
Yeah.
Such and such is wanker. And then eventually my mum turns to me and she goes, do you know what that word means? And I was like, no. Like really reluctantly saying, fine, no. And then she's like, it's someone who touches themselves.
Yo!
And then I was so embarrassed. I like never said it again. Oh no. Ruined everything.
I remember I was in the mall with my dad and
Okay, before his story kicks in. My history with bad words is that I learned them. I don't know which ones. Probably the main Russian ones that everybody knows. Very, very young. And then I was using them playing outside with friends. And neither somebody told my grandma or she overheard at some point. I don't remember exactly. But she found out somehow. And I got my ass beat. And then I didn't say them not ever again, but I didn't say them for a few years. And then every time I played with friends, there were situations like we were playing football or soccer. And just in the football field. And I see like, oh, my mom is coming. Just because like specific situation, my sister was born there. That's what I remember. So she, my stepdad, who's the father to the sister, and then the sister in the roller, whatever the fuck it's called. They were just walking around, and so they went by the field, and I was like, guys, my mom's coming. Don't swear. And I said that as quietly as I thought was possible. But then when I came to my mom, she's like, I heard you say no, don't swear to your friends. I was like, sorry. Ooh. And they went by and we kept on swearing. That was probably when I was 12. No. Oh yeah, that was probably when I was 12. My sister was born when I was like 11. So yeah. Wow, perfect.
I was just kind of like saying words to myself because you're a kid, I guess.
Saying words to myself because I'm a kid.
Yeah.
I think I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, go on.
I was going through all the words in my head I could come up that ended with anchor,
Oh no.
tanker, banker, and then I just started going through all the other letters just to see if they sounded fun to say, and I said wanker out loud really bad, and I just remember my dad immediately snapped. He just turns, he says, never say that word again, and I was like, oh, and then I just said it on YouTube that 1 million people are going to see, so fuck you, Dad.
Wow.
I'm a freshman at university. Bright-eyed, can't wait to attend my whatever the fuck lecture. I go to this class and I meet these two girls, and one of them I really fancied, and the other one I did not fancy all that much.
How come?
Anyway, we got along really well, the three of us, and we're sort of hanging out for a sort of couple hours after class, and then I thought, oh, you know...
Of course he's fancied one of them and not the other one. One of them is in full HD 4K, and the other one is 360p.
Trade numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So I got this girl's number.
Nice.
That was the girl A. Now, I wasn't interested in girl A very much. I was interested in girl B.
The girl B model.
We go off our own ways. And, you know, I'm like, oh, you know, I want to text this girl B. So I send girl A this message. Hey, have you got girl B's number? And, you know, trying to be really sly about it, but it's probably is obvious as it
yeah.
can be.
Out of the way I go.
And she says something like, yeah, sure, hold on, I'm in class. And I also had class. So what I then proceeded to do, put my phone in my bag. But this is back in the day when phones had to be locked. This is buttons.
Yeah, analog. Anything and it can just push down a button.
Exactly. When you used to be able to text
Yeah.
and drive really easily.
Bring that back.
I know, right?
Texting, driving, drinking.
So now this particular phone had a very interesting quirk, which was that if you pressed the right button, it opens the menu. But if you press right again, it goes SMS. And then if you press right again, it goes new message. And if you press right again, it will go, oh, you must have finished with your message.
Yeah.
It goes to contacts. So these names are in alphabetical order, right? And her name just happens to be first on that list. And then if you press right again, it will send. So I put my phone in my bag. And I don't know it, but the right-hand button is being pressed for the next hour and a half. And it's just looping blank messages to this girl. You've just met this guy at university. He's a bit of an unknown quantity. He has now
Yeah.
just asked your friend for her number. And when he didn't get it, he has just sent you about 2,000 blank text messages with impatience. She must have had to turn off her phone or it's just going off like ding, 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 ding. I was like, oh, I'll look at my phone again. And I'm like, oh my God, it's got 1,000 of 2,000 messages still to send.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you can't cancel it. Like the whole phone is just going into paralysis with how many messages it has to send. And so eventually I'm just like, oh, I'm pulling the battery off the back. Then I'm in this dilemma because it's like,
have to
you've
go
now
and-
sent this girl 1,000 messages. Do you call her and say sorry? Do you send her another text message and say, sorry about that. I have this inexplicable problem.
Should be like, what the fuck does that mean?
And so what I decided to do was nothing. I just never said anything about it and decided I sure hope I don't run into her again. And then about
Just
2 days
talk to
later,
her.
I get a message. The message has Girl B's number in it. Like, I still felt like I couldn't explain the situation, so I never did. And then I went on this, like, awkward, not quite date thing with Girl B. For some reason, she agreed to meet up. Maybe I just forgot or something, but I never explained it to her either.
She went on a date with you because she was afraid of the same thing happening to her.
Yeah, I gotta do this to save my friends. I'll never forget this. You do the same for me.
Piss in the cup.
I'm trying to get some life insurance at the moment because, well, I'm gonna perish soon, probably.
Yeah.
They actually have a person come to your house.
Anyway, let's go back a bit. I'm gonna tell another story. I gotta keep telling stories about childhood. So, in whoever remembers, I don't know how it was in different countries, but ICQ was very popular in like 2008 and in a few years forward, somewhere like that. Plus minus a couple years, and then a few years forward, ICQ was very popular, and then that's what most people in school used to talk with each other was ICQ messengers. And one of my classmates, not really a friend, but he made his own version of ICQ, just like the messenger with his layout and like emojis you can use, stuff like that. And then he started showing people. Some people like it, some people not. But I asked him how he did it, and he said, "Oh, there's a website you can go to and make your own thing." I did that. I created my own thing. Oh, I remember a lot of people didn't like his because he went with 3D emojis, which not a lot of phones supported, and a lot of phones it didn't work on them at all. Because it's Russia 2000, very poor, nobody has great phones, almost nobody. But anyway, I created my own thing without those, my own style. I choose the colors of texts and all that stuff. I show it in school, and then most of the school starts to use my version of the messenger. That was probably my proudest moment in life, when people are just using it. Like years later, but closer to the end of the school, one of my friends still had them. A lot of people stopped using them because like the Russian social networks started coming out, like the kind of a Facebook knockoff, but in Russia, that doesn't matter. So people moved to that. Well, some people still used ICQ. And one of my classmates still was using my version. He still had it like a few years later. Yeah, like social networks were coming out in like 2009. That's when people in school started using those. Yeah. So around like 2010, people stopped using it, and close to okay. Just sorry, I'm just making a timeline in my fucking head.
Because
Anyway.
well, I'm going to perish soon, probably.
Yeah.
They actually have a person come to your house now. You don't have to go to the doctors and do X, Y, Z. They'll just have a lady come to your house with a little suitcase. So she wheels it in.
Not a thing in
comes
Russia.
into my office, and she just starts taking blood. Like I'm sitting in my chair, and I got a fucking needle in my arm, and she's draining all the blood from my body. And
I mean, you did consent to it, to be fair. You got
she's taking blood. Like
I
I'm
want to
sitting
read
in
the
my
shirt.
chair.
A day without gaming wouldn't kill me, but why
Yeah,
risk
and I got
it?
a fucking needle in my arm, and
What a
she's
great
draining
shirt.
all the blood from my body. And
I mean,
but-
you did consent
Not like
to it,
I
to
can
be fair.
talk.
You kind of made it sound like she just rocked up and
What
sticked
fuzzy
you.
shirt.
But one thing I didn't know that I was signing for is they do a urine test as well.
Oh, stole your piss.
She hands me these 2 cups, fill one halfway and fill the other one full, and
That one's for me.
yeah, she hands me a coffee mug and she goes, if there's any spare. I piss into these 2 cups, and I thought it would go everywhere because I'm not very used to.
I got a shotgun cock.
Yeah, very powerful stream. I had to hold it about
Shotgun
15 feet
cock.
away. Anyway, so I do that. But then the worst part is, right, I thought, oh, she's going to put it in these like plastic bags and send it away to the labs. Nope, that's just what she's doing with the blood. She gets out this like fish water testing kit, and then she starts dipping it in the cup while I'm...
Oh.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's better that she did something with it, because imagine if you just brought it out and she was like, ugh,
Yeah. But it was so healthy, she said. It was just such a...
so tasty.
Yeah, such vital piss that she didn't
Vital.
bother sending the other cup to the lab. No, that's good. No
She just
proteins.
put it in her pocket and walked
no-
out.
Yeah, right. Just dabbed a bit on her neck, and went, that'll keep those foxes away. Fuck, sorry. I know I keep doing this. Hold on one sec.
You're good.
Historian's at the store at the moment. I have to reply to it.
Get me more piss. That woman today stole all of mine. Can I get you the piss in the bags? It's cheaper.
Hey guys. Editor here.
Oh,
They didn't bother recording an ending. So instead, here's a small taste of what it's like to edit
of
for
piss.
IH.
Oh,
Please end my suffering.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
My baby don't mess around.
Note to the editor.
Editor, extend his neck 50 times.
I have to go to the bathroom so badly.
Hey, editor. Wait, how do we get onto...
Editor, leave that in.
I have to go to the
Editor,
bathroom
cut that
badly
out.
as well.
Sorry, none of these are fucking scary.
For
Oh,
more
leave
than
all
half
of
of
those
this
in.
Leave
video.
the last
But I don't
3
want to
hours
edit.
of footage in.
Note
Oh.
to the editor.
Hey,
Flash
Barry,
text.
make sure to cut out right when I start saying bitch.
By the way, editor, sorry, I have accidentally hit stop record on the, so it's out of sync.
Hey, editor, just make the graphics scary.
Yeah,
It'll do. You'll figure it out.
So I don't know if this is going to work, but
Have you ever encountered a spooky spook? Have you ever been stalked? Have you been
Being
walking
boys
down
and
the
girls,
streets of...
dear editor.
Delete everything. Delete the last 10 minutes.
Hey, don't tell people that.
I'm so sorry. Please keep that in.
We can't do that, but this would be torture for the
Long
editor.
time Scott.
He'd be so mad. Just a small town girl living in a line. What?
Come on, some professionalism. I'm sitting here not even taking a piss. Oh, I don't want to stay here. Sure. Bad words. This was great. Sorry for a lot of rambling, but a lot of it seemed appropriate for me to tell the stories. So if you enjoyed them, great. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I can't apologize enough. But anyway, it's a great video. Always happy to see an art historian alive and kicking. And not being kicked by a deer. Anyway, thank anybody who watched this. I appreciate it a lot and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye. Have a great life. Because one of us has to. Missed the button, didn't I? Goodbye.